On Monday morning, police entered the family home in Ballymena and discovered three people dead: a 41-year-old man, a 39-year-old woman, and an 8-year-old girl. All three were members of the same family. For several days, the police were careful about what they said publicly. They confirmed that a murder investigation had begun, but they did not immediately establish exactly how each person had died. Then on Friday, the investigation changed. The police service of Northern Ireland officially confirmed that the woman and her young daughter had been murdered. The death of the 41-year-old man is still being investigated separately as a sudden death. Police have also said that they are not looking for anyone else and that there is no continuing danger to the public. But even after this important update, many questions remain unanswered. What happened inside this family home? When did the deaths occur? And why have police described two deaths as a murder while continuing to describe the third as a sudden death? This is the confirmed timeline of the Ballymena family tragedy. Before we continue, this video is based only on information released by police and established news organizations. The investigations remain active. No person should be publicly accused without an official finding, and the privacy of the affected family must be respected. The case began on the morning of Monday, the 13th of July 2026. The property was located in the Old Cullybackey Road area of Ballymena, County Antrim. Ballymena is a town in Northern Ireland around 28 miles northwest of Belfast. Shortly before 9 o'clock that morning, emergency services received a report concerning a sudden death at a house in the area. When police and other emergency workers entered the property, they discovered the body of one man and two females. The scene was immediately treated as serious and unexplained. Police closed parts of the surrounding road while detectives and forensic team began examining the property. Later that day, the PSNI confirmed that the three people were believed to came from the same family. They were identified publicly only by their ages and relationships: a 41-year-old man, a 39-year-old woman, and the woman's 8-year-old daughter. Local and national reporting stated that the two adults were originally from Poland. Police began working with the Polish consulate and appointed specialist officials to support relatives. At that stage, the cause of death has not been formally established. The PSNI asked the public not to speculate why post-mortem examination and forensic work continued. That request was important. When three people are found dead inside one house, people naturally begin trying to build their own explanation. But at that moment, police had not publicly confirmed who had died first, how they had died, or who was responsible. They had only confirmed that the circumstances were being investigated as a possible double murder connected to a sudden death. Detectives also said that they were not looking for anyone else in connection with the investigation. That statement quickly became one of the most discussed details in the case. But it must be understood carefully. When police say they are not looking for anyone else, it explains the current direction of their investigation. It does not automatically create a public finding of guilt against someone who was inside the house. It does not prove a motive. It does not establish the exact sequence of events, and it does not give journalists or online creators permission to identify a person as the killer. Those conclusions require evidence and a formal police or legal finding. During the days that followed, investigators continued working inside and around the home. Police appealed for CCTV recording, doorbell camera footage, dashcam video, or any other information connected to the property and the surrounding area. Even a small detail could help detectives understand the movements around the house before the emergency call was made. The tragedy also began affecting the wider Ballymena community. Flowers were placed near the home. Local representatives spoke about the shock felt by neighbors, emergency workers, and the child's school community. Behind the police tape and the public statements, an extended family was also learning that 3 relatives had died. Then came the major developments. On Friday, the 7th of July, detectives from the PSNI's major investigation team issued a renewed appeal. Detective Inspector Dixon confirmed that the 39-year-old woman and her 8-year-old daughter had been murdered. This was no longer only a theory being examined by investigators. Police had formally classified both deaths as murder. The detective said that the investigation into those murders will continue alongside the investigation into the sudden death of the 41-year-old man. Police again reassured the public that there was no ongoing danger. They also repeated that they were not looking for anyone else in connection with the investigation. That official statement established several important facts. 2 people inside the home were victims of murder. One was an adult woman, the other was her 8-year-old daughter. A 3rd family member was found dead at the same address, but police have not publicly classified the man's death as murder. They continue to describe it as a sudden death. The official statement did not publicly name a person responsible for the murder. It did not confirm the exact cause of any of the 3 deaths. It did not explain the sequence of events inside the property, and it did not provide a motive. Some media reports have used the phrase murder-suicide when describing the investigation. Early in this week, a senior police officer said that a double murder followed by a sudden death was a strong working hypothesis, but that is not the same as final public conclusion. In the July 17 statement, the PSNI confirmed 2 murder and 1 sudden death. It did not formally say that the man killed the woman and child. It did not publicly confirm that his death was suicide. Until investigators release a formal conclusion, those details must remain unanswered. So why would police investigate the 3 deaths together while describing them differently? In a case involving several deaths, each death must be examined separately. Post-mortem examination, toxicology testing, forensic evidence, digital records, and the condition of the scene can all contribute to how investigators classify a death. The evidence concerned the woman and child has allowed police to confirm that they were murdered. The investigation into the man's death remains separate, even though all 3 deaths occurred at the same address and are clearly part of the same overall case. This distinction matters. A sudden death is not automatically treated as a crime. It means that the death was unexpected and requires investigation before an official cause and conclusion can be recovered. The final conclusion could come from investigators, a coroner, or a future inquest. At the moment, the public does not know whether further post-mortem results are still being examined or whether additional forensic tests are required. Police have not released those details. There is also the question of timing. The 3 people were discovered on Monday morning, but police have not publicly said exactly when each person died. The investigation will need to establish a reliable timeline before the discovery. Detectives could examine telephone activity, online accounts, security camera, vehicle movement, and the last confirmed contact with each family member. However, police have not publicly released information from any phones, cameras, or digital devices connected to this case. Any claim about those records would therefore be speculation. Another unanswered issue concerned the victim identities. Police have so far identified the family member by age and relationship rather than publishing the names. Unofficial names and photographs can circulate very quickly online after a tragedy. but publishing unconfirmed information can cause serious additional harm to relatives. The family has specifically requested privacy while trying to understand what happened. That request should be respected. The PSNI information appeal remains active. Anyone with information has been asked to contact detective by calling 101 and quoting reference 482 of the 13th of July 2026. Information can also be given through the PSNI online reporting service. Anonymous information can be provided through Crime Stoppers. Police appeals like this are not limited to people who witnessed the crime directly. Investigator could be interested in usual movements, vehicles, conversations, messages, or camera recording from before the family was discovered. Something that appeared important to one person could complete part of the timeline for detectives. For now, the confirmed public record remains limited. The most responsible thing the public can do is allow investigators to complete their work, share relevant information with police, and avoid spreading unofficial identities or accusations. Further official statements, post-mortem finding, or an inquest could eventually explain what happened inside the house. Until then, the only honest conclusion is this: police know that two murders occurred, but the complete story of how and why this family died has not yet been made publicly. This video was produced for documentary, educational, and public interest commentary. It contains no accusation against any person who has not been officially identified by investigators. The investigation remains ongoing, and all unresolved details should be treated as unconfirmed.